Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, back for some more League of Lads Season 11 action. I naturally walk away, and for a brief moment, the moment I walk away, they're ready to go. LMAO, but all is well, all is well. It's Lads time. It is time for some action. Cuban extraction team taking on whatever. A lot of Lands veterans in the series. You know, last season, whatever. They were quite the strong units. Made top 6. Solid team. Definitely could have went even further than that. And they're coming back with more or less the same lineup, and they've looked good so far. However, this is a long night for them. This is their second series of the nights. If you're just coming over from Shane's stream, they just finished up their action. They played their series up against Little Bros. And that one, I mean, it went alright, but it was only a 1-1. Of course, you always want to get the 2-0 victory, and they did not secure that. They were stuck with the 1-1 draw. So now they're up to a 4-2 record, if you're curious what the record is for them. On the other side, it is the Cuban extraction team. As it currently stands, they're sitting over at the top of Group USS Guam. They're sitting over at a 6-2 record right now, so they are currently the top dog to beat. However, if whatever win this series 2-0, they will suddenly be the top dog. They will assume the record of 6-2, knocking Cuban Extraction Team down to 6-4. So this is high stakes series for both teams in terms of possibly winning Group USS Guam, the Fleet USS Guam group. But this is quite the stacked night for Lands action. This is let me think, the 5th series starting tonight, because there was Dinks versus Blucher. There was the Whatever stack taking on Little Bros. There's Sympathy for Bulljacks taking on oh god, on the Doghouse, the 6 dog team. And there was Vico is Smiling, the PMA team, taking on Funny Zone. So that's 4 other Lads series. This is number 5, so I am the closing shift, I suppose. Last in, last out. Probably. You are curious, though, what the actual heroes are if you're not looking at your screen. Bans are as you would expect. 3 of the best heroes in Dota: Enigma, Lashrak, and Naga, the first phase bans. I'm actually going to sit up in my chair. I was going to probably recline tonight because I'm not feeling too well, but you know what? It's casting time. I'm going to sit up in my chair. And the other first phase ban is that Elder Titan, the Flying Nightmare Respect ban. 5-pick Marcy, one of, if not the best hero in the game. 6-7 Wyvern Doom. 8-pick Morana.
10 seconds remaining.
And we are on now on that second phase of bans. Can't say though that I'm not sure if I actually watched this Cuban Extraction. I definitely have not casted them yet. I think I've watched a couple of their games here and there, but I have not watched any of these games fully from beginning to end. So I'm excited to see what happens here for the Cuban Extraction team. I know Shane has captained quite the powerful unit this season, which shouldn't be that much of a shock. I mean, he's captained some fairly mediocre teams to fairly decent results, so now he's playing with a better pool of players. He should be in the position to have a good team, and lo and behold, his team is quite good, though it is going to be a tough matchup into whatever. Look at you look at this whatever team, and they generally love to eat up teams that are not strategically sound. You think about whatever in what they do as a unit, and the number one thing they do is they play what I'm going to call very slow, very boring Dota. They love, 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 love to sit back, play the high ground defensively, play the farm game, the macro game offensively. They love to farm it up. They love to play the map more efficiently and let the opponents make a mistake. And if you're not going in there knowing that is their tendencies, knowing that is their favorite style, then you're in for a real rough time. And even if you know that's going to happen, stopping it isn't their problem entirely. Second phase bans, nothing too shocking here. Shadow Fiend Drow. Sniper. The band's by Shane. Morphling, PB, Lifestealer, the band's by DKMP. Lane to watch this game, though, is going to be the middle lane, of course. We have Cuba's own Mr. Lens on the Radiant team, and the Spirit Specialist himself, DKMP, in the Dire team, so it should be a real fun time there to see that mid lane. Though it is still mid. Despite me hyping up the mid lane, it's probably still going to be boring. Oh, that is a Tusk. Likely the 4 supports. If it were a different mid laner, I would be more inclined to say it could be a mid flex, but this is not a DKMP hero. I'm sure he can play it, he is a talented player, but this is not a DKMP hero, I can tell you that much.
5 seconds remaining.
At least that's not a hero he tends to be gravitating towards, you know? We'll see, we'll see.
Radiant team picked.
So that is a Lich locked in by Shane, likely for Shane. Which means it will be either a core Marcy or a core Morana. I'm actually interested in seeing which of the two it is. I would guess it's a core Marcy playing at 3 in the offlane for Webby. 13-13. Putting the Morana as 4. Well, Morana has shown her ability to be a flex hero at the pro scene. Tundra loved flexing around. Other teams did as well. But also, of course, tended to be from 4 to 5 and 5 to 4 rather than to the core role, as it was done in years past. I'm excited, though. You see Shane digging into his reserve time. No mercy for him. He's spending his time. He saw DKMP using the reserve time. He's using it too. Well then, that's a Spear Breaker. If I had to guess, that is your middle laner for Mr. Lens. And we saw a bit of it over in TI. I mean, this isn't that far-fetched of a thing. We saw a number of these middle lane players playing the middle lane Spirit Breaker. I believe Mickey played it, I believe Nine played it. Though, surprise, surprise as well, DKMP sticks to what he's very good at. He's a man who's known for being an aficionado of 3 heroes. Storm Spirit, Ember Spirit, and the hero on your screen, the Void Spirits, so he will go for the last of the 3, that Void Spirit for the middle lane. He'll keep it where he knows he likes it. And it is a very good Void Spirit game. It's hard to lock down a Void Spirit with these heroes, other than the like an Invis Spirit Breaker. That's your best means of initiation right there. You have the Shadow Blade charge on in, and then you follow it up with, say, a Rebound or a Sinister Gaze, or ideally the Arrow, but of course that is easier said than done. If I'm DKMP, I'm probably looking at a Lincoln Sphere for that exact reason. Saying, you know, I do not want to get charged from Invis by Mr. Lens. Not interested. Not interested at all. But I'm sure I'll figure it out. He is better on the Void Spirit than I am, of course. I guess thematically, I'd be a little bit scared given he's playing as Spirits. And in opposition, they've locked in Spirit Breaker, the DKMP counter hero, the Breaker of Spirits. I may have lost it mentally, but it's okay. We are on that last phase of bands. Weaver, the band by Shane. Huskar, the band by DKMP, a Flying Nightmare classic. Probably his second most notorious hero behind the Elder Titan. Templar Assassin, the penultimate band of the draft, the last one by Shane. And for DKMP, he'll likely ban some kind of carry as well. There are a number of good carries still available, but the meta choices have been banned out already. The Morphling, the Naga, notably, but also Lifestealer, Templar, Assassin, Drow, Sniper, also all banned. Even with Shrek, has seen some safe lane play. And Jug will be our last ban, so no built-in magic immunity for Flying and Nightmare. He'll have to farm his BKB the old-fashioned way.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Reserve time, less than a minute for Shane. He's pondering. Needs a carry. I wouldn't be that opposed to seeing a hero like Dusa this game. Just given the nature, either maybe Dusa or Terrorblade would sound good to me. Though TB a little bit harder, just given would be the Elu hero into a Wyvern. Come down to, does Shane want to run a more traditional 4P1 type lineup? Or is it going to be a more Tundra-style, up-tempo lineup where you want this character to be really online at around minute 15, minute 20? That's the question of the day. And that will be a timing window-based carry. A bit of a 4P1 hero where you don't want to farm it up for a bit and then hit that, second Aegis timing. That's been, a big point of emphasis among a lot of these pro teams is having heroes who are powerful around that second Roshan time, and Luna certainly can do that. Say you're looking at a second Roshan around minute 25, minute 30. We're talking, Manta, BKB, Satanic, possibly a Butterfly, possibly a different item instead of the Butterfly. Like maybe this game like a Lincoln Sphere for the Doom. Perhaps a Hurricane Pike could be a good Hurricane Pike game for the Luna. But we'll see. We will see. If I'm DKMP, I am locking in the Terrorblade pick right now. Sounded a lot like KU right now, but I like to hear this game into the Luna. I think there's enough space to allow for the TB. There's not that many great answers to the Terrorblade if you're Cuban Extraction team, other than just charging and stuff, I guess. Other than that, would not be opposed to a Slark, though. And the Spirit Breaker pick is causing a lot of problems for that. Yeah, that will be the choice. That will be the choice. Choppa in the all chat 4, nay, 5 times, all caps, what? He is slightly shocked. I did mention it as a pick. Not possibly a misclick from what DKMP is seeing. I did mention it as a possibility. I was a little bit hesitant to lock it in, given it's into the Spirit Breaker. And into a decent amount of anti-Slark tech, but you get ahead this game. It's good into the Morana. It's a hero who can really get a lot of stacks against a hero like Spirit Breaker, but we'll see. We'll see. A little bit of all chatting going on, which is always fun to see. Always fun to see the all chat. Apparently there's stuttering going on. Stuttering from Diesel. He will be restarting. He will be hopefully resolving his problems. And if he does, that would be nice. That would make our life a lot easier, but that is to be determined, of course. And there is our pause. So it is going to be the 3 Marana and the 4 Marcy. I was wondering which of the two it would be in terms of which is 3 and which is 4. I thought it might be the Marcy. Wait, there's no Webby. I'm brain dead. But I thought it would likely be the
Wonderful.
So for some reason I thought it would be the Marcy 3 and the Marana 4, but ended up being the other way around. I know why I said Webby. He's on the other team. I've mixed up my Webby teams. Saw Webby on my screen, mixed up which team Webby was on. I believe Webby and Shane were former teammates at one point. That's my cope, but I digress. We are, of course, waiting for Diesel to reconnect into the lobby. Reload is Dota, I'm presuming. I have drank a bit of caffeine. Hopefully that will give me a little more energy. It is quite late. Some late night LANs action. Unfortunately for me, I'm no longer on a degenerate sleep schedule, so I actually go to bed at normal hours now. Unlike before when I would go to bed at the AM. I actually go to bed in the PM now, which is kind of wild, but we are, Mr. Lenz has got it right there. We are Tiene que defender. Defiende la squadra right now. That's definitely the play. The play currently. Some Colin V's in the chat. Some reconnections in the chat. We are we are coming on back in again. Back into the action. We have got some G's in the chat. Let's do this. Alright, Badger. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 1 of whatever taking on the Cuban extraction team. On the Radiant side, the current leaders of the group USS Guam. It's the 6-2 Cuban extraction team. On the Dire side, taking them on their second series of the night, the 4-2 DKMP captained whatever. My name is Badger, and I think we are going to be in for some fantastic Defense of the Ancients number 2 tonight. That is for sure. I'm in the zone, baby. I'm in the zone. I'm here to cast. You know it. Let's do it.
30 seconds to battle.
As it currently stands, though, we are not getting much action. We're getting standing at other ends of the river. Other ends of the river. But despite both teams' best efforts to make something happen, nothing will happen.
The battle begins.
We see Shane, Visions, in the all chats, dismayed at his lack of move speed. But what he lacks in move speed, he makes up for in mangoes. Count them, 5 mangoes in the inventory of Shane on the Lich. Your screen says Visions. I'm going to be calling him Shane, if you're curious as to why I keep calling him Shane. Similarly, I'll be calling Flying Nightmare FN. I'm quite sure at some point, because FN's a lot easier to say than Flying Nightmare. Flying Nightmare 4 syllables, FN 2 syllables, so makes a lot of sense. Other than that, yeah, I think we're going with yeah, every other name on screen will be the name we're going to be going with tonight. In the bottom lane, it's a lot of damage going to Webby. Capitalize on Yak's not being immediately in the lane. He's currently going for that creep pull, and he will grab it. He will drag it on over, and Shane will be there to continue. Huh. How did that happen, actually? What? I feel like that shouldn't have happened. Oh, maybe I have missed first blood. Maybe there's the answer. The dispose in. I'm not sure if Afterglow was ready. It's level 1, Essence Shift skill by Slark, and I guess he was not prepared to tank the creep wave. There we go, arrow into the rebound now by Choppa. Fox will turn with the Arctic Burn, but she's disposed in. And it will be a trade in the top lane. Both supports fall. And already 2 kills on the board for the Cuban Extraction squad. But now one also going the way of... Actually, it was technically not a kill to Afterglow. It is a assist. So no Essence stack. No stacks on Essence Shift at all. That's a little bit unfortunate there, but I'm sure all will work out in the very ends. Poor Slark. Yeah, more creep pulling going on. That's why I missed first blood. I was watching creep pulls, though we are going to kill top lane, perhaps. Afterglow's dropping very low. He's being hit by Diesel, and he will die in the trees again to Mirana. A 3rd kill in this top lane. 2 on Slark, 1 on Wyvern. And we've seen this Afterglow Fox lane go very well many a time, but tonight's is not going very well into Cuban Extraction squad. Diesel and Choppa are out of control right now. Over to mid lane. It is the Breaker of Spirits, like up against the Player of Spirits. DKMP's Void Spirit versus Mr. Lens's Spear Breaker. And currently the lane is going the way of DKMP. 16-6 on Void Spirit versus Mr. Lens's 7-1. And that actually is the story of the game. All 3 lanes are extremely one-sided. Mid lane, heavily going the way of DKMP. The side lanes, heavily going the way of Cuban Extraction squad. So, we'll have to see who can recover from the lost lanes more. Is it Mr. Lens, who has built-in game impact on his abilities? Or these cores who need farm? And well, top lane again, it's Fox dropping low. The arrow will fly and the arrow will miss. But it will not matter. 1 more kill for Diesel. A 4th kill in the top lane for this Mirana-Marcy combination. So it's a very good story top lane for Cuban Extraction squad. And a very good tail bottom lane as well. If we're looking at Flying Nightmare, he's certainly winning this lane. Webby is nearly a level down compared to Flying Nightmare. They go on Shane. The tag team has been activated. Shane is half HP, but still has 4 stick charges. Yax will die. Webby gets the trade. It is that 1-for-1 there. Both cores survive. Though, if you're Webby, you get the solo XP and the bounty, so you're quite happy with that one. Sure, FN can hit you, but it is only that 1v1 currently. Spear Breaker gameplay, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, that's one of the reasons why, if I'm Cuban Extraction squad, I'm feeling real good. Because my 2 side lane cores are farming extremely well. And my mid lane is a hero who is good without farm. Spirit Breaker has a lot of impact without having that many items. You simply press your buttons and you're going to have game impact. It's very helpful to have a hero like that sometimes. If I'm DKMP, I'm probably hearing to my team comms, hey, my side lanes are being lost right now. That's a lot of pressure right there, saying, you know what, I have to do a lot in this hero. And Void Spirit is a hero who can take over the game, but this game, he has a lot of heavy lifting to do in not that easy of a Void Spirit game, specifically because the existence of this one hero right here, Spirit Breaker. He can press his buttons. Speaking of pressing your buttons, arrow top lane, not even needed for the kill on Afterglow. Arrow now is used on Fox. It will miss, but it won't even matter. Choppa is out of control in this Marcy. Again. That is 6 kills in the top lane. 4 going to Mirana. 2 going to Marcy. It's a 6-1 lane top right now. This is unbelievable. And over to bottom lane, Shane is tanking damage in the jungle, but in comes FN. Has Loosen Beam in 5. Wants to run down Yax, but Yax has too much move speed. A little bit too fast to go down there, but regardless, it is a fine trade for all involved. Over to the river. It's minute 6 rune time, and DKMP will not get it unless it spawns bottom. And it will spawn top. Unlucky for DKMP. He'll step in for Mr. Lens. But in comes both Shane and Yax. Rebound stuns onto DKMP is low. He's dismounted to his death. And now, oh no, another kill. This one going to Mr. Lens. That's 9 kills now for Cuban Extraction Squad. And they are just, they're owning. Bottom lane, FN is man fighting with Webby. Webby. He's getting charged right now. FN has Loosened Beam up. In comes your dive. Meanwhile, top lane is another kill on After. Go back to the bottom lane again. Airstrike comes in to stun the Doombringer. Doombringer will die under his tower, but in comes DKMP stepping onto Mr. Lens. Stepping onto FN. Remnant will hit. Luna is dropping low. Yax has rotated in. Has no snowball, but has the ice shards. FN will TP. The TP actually works. Somehow, someway, he gets away. So across the map, that is a 3-for-1. We did not watch the engagement top lane, but again, this Marcy-Morana combination got both kills, the Slark and the Wyvern. On top of that, parlayed it into a T1 top kill. Looking at hero net worth, surprise, surprise. On top it is the Morana, 4.3 thousand net worth at minute 7. That is a lot of money. And he is here to be an absolute menace for this whatever side. We've played a lot of Dota today. This is, at this point, hour 3 of Dota. They started playing at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's now 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. 3 hours and 15 minutes. But they're keeping up the pressure. They see Flying Nightmare, but they could not find him at the right time. Now, there's a D ward mid lane. In the river. Oh, Fox. I mean, a bold attempt to get the rune denied, but instead it will be a death on the Wyvern. One more kill for Mr. Lens, his second kill of the game. It's looking real good right now for the Radiant. Cuban Extraction Squad. I mean, look at the Slark. Look at where the Slark is standing. It's minute 8. He cannot go through the jungle. He cannot step into the lane. He's just hiding in the trees. This is the sign of a man who's broken mentally. He just got level 6. That is positive progress for Afterglow. He will be going for a Midas to recover his game. And perhaps he will move to the bottom lane. The bottom lane has been emptied up. Flying Nightmare has left that lane. DKMP currently occupies it. The target appears to be that mid T1 though. Choppa is unleashing with Mr. Lens. They're both hitting this tower. It's half HP already. Webby has Doom. Snowball in from Yax. Moves to Choppa, will not stun. Airstrike will stun the Tusk in return. Tusk has been charged, stunned, and brought down by Diesel. A 7th kill now for the Morana. And he has Arrow in 3. He's looking at DKMP. Well, that is one hard kill. Not one you're going to get with a blind arrow like that, so. Again, Cuban Extraction Squad, they keep up the pressure. Charge in on DKMP. The arrow will be off the mark. Sinister Gates will hit, but DKMP has 2 steps and it assimilates. Mr. Lens looks for the bash, cannot find it. He'll step away with 1 step. Wants the minute 10 rune and will not get it. Another bash from Mr. Lens. Another charge. He needs 1 more bash. This time he can't get the attack off in time. Arrow, wait a minute, Arrow. That's way off the mark, actually. I got hit for nothing, but luckily for us, the mid T1 tower cannot dodge the arrow. And we'll get right-clicked down and brought down by Diesel, who is 5.8k net worth on Morana at minute 10. The highest I've seen in Morana in quite the large amount of time. It's going to be a 6k at 11 moments. Quite decent. Going down the list, at this point, number 2 in net worth is the Luna, who has Mask of Madness going into Dragonlance into presumably a Manta BKB type build. 3rd in net worth is Mr. Lens, who has recovered his game quite nicely. Unsurprisingly, he is going for that Shadow Blade. which is gives you everything you need this game on the Spirit Breaker in terms of both lack of being able to be seen, but also that plus damage. Fourth in net worth is the Doom, who has a Midas. Doom has not been used yet this game. Oh, was that a solo kill? I think it was actually. Other than the Frost Shield, that was a solo kill mid lane. Jeez, this is a disaster. Yeah, 60 damage from Lich. I mean, this is an incredibly one-sided game right now. Webby is there. He wants to do something, but this T2 tower is dying. It's half HP at minute 11. What is going on? What is going on in our Dota game? Diesel is dropping low, has to back off. He tanked the tower to allow the Siege Unit to get a few more hits off. This tower is a quarter HP now. This is unbelievable. The things that are occurring in this Dota game do not normally happen. Utterly and completely flabbergasted am I. If you're whatever, I mean, I'm actually not quite sure what they're supposed to do. I mean, one thing you can do is capitalize on mistakes, because at this point, this game is looking real bad economically. It's looking real bad hero matchup-wise. But there's one thing you can do, it is punish over-aggression. You see heroes hitting your tier 2 towers, and that's when you start bringing in the rotations, you bring in the defense squad, and you go on anybody you can. Mirana, not an easy target, will leap away. DKMP will step away from Mr. Lens's charge. Arrow is up in 3. Nairstrike goes into Fox, and Fox has the curse, but gets feared in by Shane. No ability to use spells in time. Charge comes in over to Yax into the arrow. The chain stun is sufficient. The damage is more than enough to bring down the Tusk. DKMP has one more step into charge. Rebound will miss, however. Now DKMP steps into Choppa. The Chain Frost will not bounce. DKMP gets a kill on Choppa. Shane is now on the run. Arrow will miss Webby. And now it is time for the Cuban extractors to leave. They've gotten their tier 2 tower top lane. They'll take that on over to an outpost to take. This dire jungle is now a very dangerous spot. It is not where you want to be. And I'm sure if you're Afterglow and the Slark, you're well aware of that one. I mean, he's been playing primarily in this tri-camp area. He is trying to recover with the Midas. It's not going too well so far. Ooh, middle lane. DKMP stepping on in. Dangerous play, but he knows the limitations. He'll get away this time. I guess the one thing that Radiant don't have is a great Roshan tick. Though they do have the sidekick. That is a lot of lifesteal. The question is, will it be enough? We have sidekick on Flying Nightmare with that Mask of Madness. Shane gave the Frost Shield for the damage reduction. Choppa's about half HP right now. But he cannot tank the Roshan. We'll bring in Diesel to tank the Roshan. Mr. Lens charges in. It seems like the damage will be enough. I was concerned about sustain, but I guess my concerns were unfounded. First Roshan goes down at minute 14. The Aegis to Flying Nightmare on the Luna, who is Tumblr's toying back to farm. And he is approaching number 1 in net worth, catching up to his own allied Mirana. Void Spirit, still quite poor. Witchblade just got finished. Stark, meanwhile, is working on a Shadow Blade. He's about halfway there right now. Back over to mid lane is a very injured mid tier 2 tower. A siege unit is on the way, but so are dire side defenders. They see Choppa. Snowball stepped in by DKMP. He's taunted by the Remnant, but is still alive. Yax has fallen. Choppa is still incredibly low, but they cannot kill him. Step in, gets the kill, but at the cost of DKMP. Now a 3-for-1. Webby, 13-13. He's on the run, but it'll be a 4th death on his team. He got the Doom off on Luna in the team fight, but it was nowhere near enough. A triple kill to Shane on the Lich. With that 4-for-1, it's easily dragged on over into that mid T2 tower, take into even a high ground attempt. Flying Nightmare has 2 lives, but Dire do have a glyph, which will delay the game for a little bit longer. There is a wave coming in mid and a wave coming in top, so if Cuban Extraction team want to force the high ground, it is their prerogative. They can go for it. FN has half HP, DKMP steps in, Remnant will hit, but Luna still has one more life. Snowball stuns Diesel on the Morana, but DKMP has fallen again. FN returns, Curse on 2, Marcy the target, Luna hitting, Marcy is dropping low and will die, but in comes the Eclipse. Shadow Dance comes in from Afterglow, but Luna is still fighting. She's 1/3 HP. She gets hit by the Splinter Blast, but is still not dead. Dire are desperate. They want whatever they can, but they're finding a huge bait into a turnaround play by Cuban Extraction team. Yax is dead. Afterglow is dead. Webby is dropping. Webby has fallen. Another disastrous engagement for whatever. In this game, it's not over quite yet, but it's looking real rough right now. It's going to require quite the huge high ground defense to turn this game around, and as we saw there, it takes a lot. I guess you can say just don't leave your base. I mean, they were taking the fight at their tower fairly efficiently. It got dragged out there on the retreat, but once the retreat was in this sort of area by the steps, that's when things got real bad. Afterglow had spells on cooldown. Webby had low HP. Even Tusk had low HP. Did not go too well there. It does likely drag the game on, though. Flying Nightmare no longer has 2 lives. He'll certainly want his BKB, if not more than that. Perhaps that second Aegis of the game and a free shard. Though I'm not quite sure who that free shard would go to. Historically, you would give it to the Luna, but not quite sure if you would currently with the new shard. Maybe you do it anyways, just give the extra damage there to the Luna, but there are plenty of other good shards, such as the one on Morana. Would be quite nice this game. Mr. Lens is invis. He charges DKMP into Nether Strike, into Sinister Gaze. One more bash will do it, and there's your bash from Mr. Lens. Well, bad news if you're DKMP. He is Dire's best chance to get out on the map, get some dangerous farm, but into that Invis Spear Breaker, it's just so hard. It's good water. I am going to need some more water between games. That's a problem for future me, not current me. Though what's currently happening is our last Dire side outer tower dying. T2 bottom lane, it outlived its brethren in the mid and top lanes, but not for too long. All 6 outer towers now dead, though all of the high ground towers remain alive. Dire have a glyph in a minute 30, but it seems like Radiant will not high ground in that time. Looking at key items, we have a finished Blink Dagger on Tusk, a finished Shadow Blade on Slark, a finished BKB on Webby's Doom. We're seeing a smoke up on 3 from whatever. They head into their own jungle towards Choppa, who tanks a pounce. Webby will BKB and punch comes in towards Shane. Shane and Choppa are both low. Choppa will rebound stun in to bring down Slark. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. DKMP will hit a remnant on Luna. But at this point, it's time to run. You've already lost your carry. You use a lot of spells. Nether Strike into the Gleipnir, into the arrow. The curse, it's on too, but it will not save DKMP. And now Fox, who used the curse on 2, is in a lot of danger. Yax again will punch up Mr. Lens. Mr. Lens has no fear. He is a freaking space cow, and he's ready to bash again. Sinister Gaze is there on Webby. He'll actually doom the Spear Breaker, who may tick down here. But at this point, Webby's already dead, and Diesel is diving high ground, looking towards Fox. Fox will get away. Back over Mr. Lens. He actually lives this! The sidekick lifesteal is too much. Oh no. At a certain point, I'm kind of hoping that that something goes the way of whatever. Because currently they are down by 14,000 net worth. And you might say, well, 14,000 net worth lead, Badger, that's a massive net worth lead. And that would be a correct statement. But it's actually worse than it seems, and here's why. There's a Midas on Slark, there's a Midas on Doom, and the Doom is also a Doom with Devour. That is 3 gold per minute steroids, which usually would indicate, hey, your net worth situation would be a bit better than it normally would be. So even though it's a 14k net worth lead for the Radiants, it almost feels more like a 20k net worth lead at this stage of the game. It's that bad.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Though crazier comebacks have happened. If you watched TI, you saw many a crazy comeback. If you watched Lands last season, you saw many a crazy comeback. Even this season, there's been a number of sizable comebacks. Not quite sure what Mr. Lens was hoping to accomplish with that one. He definitely could have gotten himself killed. He charged in alone under... I suppose he didn't know there was a dire side sentry ward, but... It seems like whenever we're so shocked by the play, they didn't know what to do to react. Like, wait, there's no way he's charging alone, right? He must have backup. Turns out, no, he's entirely alone. I think they may have seen one hero on this ward even, but... At that point, it's hard to make that play. Just turn around like that without Doom. What is Mr. Lens up to? He's charging bottom lane towards Slark. Afterglow has been stunned. And he's fine. Bit of a cheeky frost shield there from Shane. It's one of those frost shields where you're not really getting too many last hits. You're probably not accomplishing anything, but you're establishing dominance. Webby has popped his BKB, running towards Flying Nightmare and Diesel, but unfortunately nothing happened to that one, other than a wasting of that BKB. Well, second Roshan is alive. Actually, a relatively early Roshan respawn. The first Roshan died about minute 1430. Maybe close to 1440 even. And it's already back. So I suppose that is a temporary return to life for Roshan, because he's once again not too long for life. The Aegis will go to Luna, the Shard to Morana, as I expected. Just given how farm Diesel is this game, having that extra leap charge and the good old projectile on the leap sounds real nice this game. I'm not quite sure if it, okay, so it doesn't count, it's not based on right-click damage, this is damage in general, though. I'm sure it pairs well with the Gleipnir in this game. They have reworked the Morana Shard a number of times. It used to give a +1 charge on the leap, plus a critical strike, I believe. And now it does not do that. Well, that's an unfortunate ward from Fox. Heads up ward there to get vision for the team fight, but it's immediately dewarded. The curse is there onto Luna and Marcy targets. In comes Lebby stomping onto Dooming the Marcy. Marcy is half HP, but F into the double damager, and he's turning immediately towards Yax with a Scotty. Snowball is forced out, and Webby is already dead. DKMP stepped on in, but in comes your Eclipse towards DKMP. He's dropping low immediately. He can't get anymore. He's out of spells. He'll get embraced by his wyvern, but this fight's a disaster. DKMP is dead, so it's 2 cores down. FN gets 1 more kill, bringing down Fox. Diesel will actually get brought down by the snowball kill from Yax. A huge amount of money going through the Tusk. But Afterglow and Yax are forced to their fountain. It is a 3-for-1 team fight win, and your main building sieger, the Luna, is absolutely fine. The T3 is dead. Afterglow looks for a kill, finds Luna's Aegis. The trade is for Tusk. I think Slark may have wanted to kill Marcy. Marcy got the BKB off in time. And as a result, Luna is back to full HP. In comes Webby, looking towards Choppa. Choppa is again going to die, but the stun was the return. Gaze comes in on Afterglow. Dark Pact is available. He cannot survive for it to purge in time. The trade is for Mr. Lens. The Flying Nightmare is still standing his ground. Webby is on the charge, looking towards the Luna at this point. Webby has been embraced by Fox. DKMP is running to the north. He's been gazed in by Shane. Webby drops to the Luna, as does Fox. DKMP dissimulates and gets to the west here, but he's already at the Flying Nightmare again. An ultra kill for the Luna. At this stage of the game, it's over. This one's honestly over. It's an absolute slaughter by the side of Cuban Extraction Team. From more or less minute 1 to minute 27, it's been all them. I mean, the 2 side lanes were incredibly one-sided. And the one lane that did not go too well was aided by rotations. DKMP had a fantastic first 5 minutes, but the next 5 were a fantastic comeback for Mr. Lens. So it's... I mean, barring a miracle, this game is over. It's 2 racks up, a 24,000 net worth lead. And we're seeing Diesel just going on into this base. He's fighting. He'll get punched up by Yax, but he'll leap away in time with the Force Staff on top of that, so... Now Mr. Lens will charge in, stunning on 2. Naturally is there on Yax, and he's brought down by Spirit Breaker. Webby will doom the Luna. Luna's on the run. Curse is there on 2. Marcy the target. Chain Frost, however, is bouncing. Webby has already died. Afterglow on the backline looking for kills, but cannot find anybody. Choppa is finally dropping low, but Afterglow cannot kill him. Meanwhile, Mr. Lens will bash down Fox, charging DKMP. Eclipse comes in to bring down Afterglow. The lone survivor, DKMP, has 1 more step, and he's fighting in a 1v5. He's gazed in, he's stunned down and brought down by the arrow. That's a full 5-man wipe. And just like that, Cuban Extraction Team will most certainly take game number 1. There are no G's in the chat, but I do not care. I am calling this game. See Afterglow, he is all chatting. Says, WTF Reed, I'm trying new heroes. And Reed, aka Choppa, on the Mars, he says, no, you are not allowed to have fun. You are not allowed to play new heroes. You are only allowed to lose. What is Mr... I'm not quite sure what Mr. Lens was doing over there at that point, but... Mr. Lens is dead. Though he bought time, he bought the space to secure the mega creeps. Flying Nightmare on the incredibly farmed Luna grabbed it very easily, so... That is Megas up at minute 29. We do have one more team fight in store, apparently. The Miracle Defense, the Hail Mary play, perhaps is incoming for whatever. They are not willing to put 2 G's in the chat quite yet. They still want to soldier on. We say, you know what? This graph says 99%, not 100%. We still want to give it one more try. There's still 1 whole percentage point left. Gleipnir, arrow, oh. A solo kill for Diesel. At that point, there's not much you can do. Webby sees Flying Nightmare, has Doom in 5. What is on the floor? What was on the floor, actually? Is that a mango? I suppose it doesn't matter because he's dead now. And speaking of dead, Mr. Lens solo killed Afterglow. We're seeing a gaze on DKMP as well. The curse is there on 2. Morana the target, but Fox has been brought down by an unleashing Choppa Marcy. And there's your G's in the chat. we have at long last gotten mercy. And hopefully, for whatever, we can get a more competitive game number 2, because for game number 1, that was all Cuban Extraction Team. A slaughter. An absolute lesson in dominance for game number 1. What more can I say? Game 1 was an incredibly dominant showing by Cuban Extraction Team. They played extremely well on all their players. Their draft was executed upon extraordinarily well, and for whatever, I mean, they lost 2 of their lanes super hard, and it's back to the drawing board. I mean, they have to make some adjustments. I am going to cut to a break. I will see you all soon for game number 2 of Cuban Extraction Team taking on whatever.
Five seconds Radiant remaining. Team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team Radiant ban. Team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Dusk.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
team pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Mirana.
Viene que defender, defiende, defiende, escuadra.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Lycan.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
I have returned from the water. Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. I am back for game 2. Cuban extraction team taking on whatever. Hopefully game 2 proves to be actually competitive, because game 1 was an absolute wash. Cuban extraction team, the number 1 team in Fleet USS Guam, showed their superiority. I mean, just a dominant showing.
Team ban.
Off lane out of control, safe lane out of control, mid lane pretty good. All I know is
10 seconds remaining.
we're certainly going to see some different Dota. There are some different heroes on the screen, but there are 2 of the same. Tusk and Mirana are back, though on different teams. It is Tusk for Cuban extraction team, Mirana for whatever. Interesting. This draft from the Radiants really feels like a whatever draft. Like, I could really see them grabbing Tusk Lycan. I feel like I've seen them grab that for this Lycan for Webby a number of times with a Tusk. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but it feels like a draft they would go for.
Radiant team pick.
On the flip side, I feel like Mirana Oracle is the sort of draft the Cuban extraction team would go for. They play the Mirana very well. I know Shane is a capable Oracle player, so perhaps it's different draft philosophies for game 2.
10
Which after game 1 makes sense.
seconds remaining.
Bans, Enigma, Lashrank, Marcy, ET, first phase bans. Second phase bans Timbersaw, Pangolier, Naga Siren, Tiny, Morphling, Bloodseeker.
Team pick.
Crystal Maiden.
15 pick the Weaver, likely carry, though certainly a flex.
Dire team
16 pick Crystal Maiden, certainly for Shane. And here we go again. It's time for some more Spirit Breaker. Probably Spirit Breaker mid for Mr. Lens. And it was quite effective game number 1.
10 seconds.
And it seems like we're going to see it again game number 2. Though,
5 seconds.
they've got options. They can go Tusk 4, Spirit Breaker mid, or they can go Tusk mid, Spirit Breaker 4. The options are there. We will see. We will see. DKMP has already used his reserve time. He's contemplating. And after game 1, I'd be contemplating too.
Radiant team ban.
And he has changed. He has followed the advice of Season 10 Lads Champion Foreplay. He has stopped picking the purple spirit. He has picked the red one. I've been told the red spirit is good enough. And we will put that to the test tonight, whether or not the red spirit is good enough.
5 seconds.
We will have to see.
Dire team ban.
So we need a Webby offlaner and a safe laner for Flying Nightmare, we're assuming. If I were Webby, what would I be playing this game?
10 seconds remaining.
This isn't that bad of a Beastmaster game.
Seconds remaining.
I know Webby has played it a bit, but not quite sure if he wants it this game, given it into Crystal Maiden, a hero who generally lanes well into the Beastmaster, to an extent.
Team ban.
Radiant, looking for a carry hero. Yeah, Lockdown would be nice. I think the Void Band was certainly a good one. That is a hero who can lock down Weaver, a hero who can lock down the Ember Spirit. Alternatively, it could be a hero like Chaos Knight or Sven, but that doesn't give you the lockdown that a hero like Void does. Maybe it's the Huskar. I mean, they let the Huskar through the pool. They banned it out game 1.
Drow Ranger.
Speaking of heroes that were banned out game 1, it is the Drow Ranger. This time will make it through, so there will be a Drow Ranger for Flying Nightmare. And the silence this game is very powerful into literally everybody the Dire has, so good pick, and the reserve time is quite low, so our answers will be answered very soon. We need an offlaner, and we will get Dawnbreaker for Webby 1313. If I am favoring either of these drafts, I think I'm favoring this Radiant draft. I don't think this is the greatest Drow Ranger answer. I think if the lanes are played similarly to the last game, then this, I guess, Lycan Tusk cannot get kills in the way that Morana Marcy did, which will allow Afterglow to farm. And Afterglow is a player who tends to excel in the later portions of the game, so that alone might change the fortunes of his team, where instead of Afterglow getting run at constantly and crying in a corner, he'll be a hero who could easily run away from Lycan in Tusk. We'll see, we'll see. We will see. If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 2 of Cuban Extraction Team taking on whatever. If you missed game 1, you didn't miss too much in terms of competitive Dota. Cuban Extraction Team won that one extraordinarily dominantly. It was an extraordinarily one-sided game. Whatever, who are currently 1-2 on the day, are looking to turn it into a 2-for-2 day. My name is Badger, and should be a good game too, hopefully. Actually haven't casted in a bit. I've been a little bit sick recently, so trying to shake off the rust. I didn't have a great game 1 cast-wise. I apologize for that one, though. I suppose the Dota wasn't that great either, so we can we can take some, we'll lose some, you know.
30 seconds to battle.
One thing that was great, though, was Mr. Lenz's Spirit Breaker. And I think they may have seen him ward there. They certainly saw him on the approach. The question was, did they see him place the ward itself? We'll find out soon. Afterglow will Shikuchi away, and yup, no, they missed it! They missed the D ward! They missed the D ward!
Battle begins.
They did not miss the D ward. They have another sentry ward. Never mind, we're good. I was gonna say, this is one of those incredibly sad moments where your sentry ward just doesn't reach where you want it to, but they came prepared. They had a second sentry ward. Every time I watch Spirit Breaker play, it's just this hero that just bashes things. It's pretty hilarious. It truly is. Mr. Len's actually having 2 denies, though, means this lane is starting better than the last lane. DKMP controlled the lane pretty early on last game, and this time around seems to be a little bit better. A little bit more fortunate, though. Again, you look at that difference in attack animation. Ember's attack animation is a lot better than Spirit Breaker's, but Mr. Len's getting denies. He's not getting that many last hits, but he's getting denies. Unfortunate. That's actually an incredibly unfortunate charge. Didn't get either of the 2 last hits there on that wave. What is My Glue? He's got it as his tag, but I'm not quite sure what it is. If everybody knows what My Glue is, then please,
Not this time.
please let me in on what that means. Is that like a brand of glue? Does he sell glue or something? It's like, I know there are people who sell stuff in the Dota community, you know? I know Neff Sensei, former milk salesman. I'm not sure if Afterglow's like a glue salesman or something, but you never know with these things. I'm not sure if there's like lore on that, or is this like I'm actually curious what the lore is, if anyone knows what the lore is on that one. You know, we see Shane. Shane is paying attention to what a lot of these Pro 5s are doing. You see a lot of these Pro 5 players, they're just buying a bunch of mangoes and using them constantly. You saw last game, Shane started with 5 mangoes. And again, if you take a look at the inventory of Shane on the Crystal Maiden, a lot of mangoes in there. A lot of mangoes. And that's part of the reason why these Crystal Maiden picks have been going fairly well, because historically Crystal Maiden was quite the passive hero, but good wolf blocking from Diesel, but no kill there. But historically, this Crystal Maiden hero. And she was often, you know, quite the passive, quite the slow support, because you'd often get Aura level 2. Which gave mana sustain and mana for your teammates, but didn't give you that kill combo of the Frostbite and the Crystal Nova. We're seeing it here. Both spells we use bottom lane, but it's still a kill first on Flying Nightmare. The arrow! The arrow killed Flying Nightmare, getting first one to the Marana instead. Now Shane Nearly gets a counter kill on Dawnbreaker, but Dawnbreaker a little bit too tanky to die there with that bracer. Yeah, Shane has gone for the 1-1-1 skill build. Got the aura at 3. Still wants to get some mana for himself and his teammates, of course. And again, I mentioned how thematically Spirit Breaker quite the good pick for Mr. Lens. He is playing against Mr. Spirit, the best Spirit player in Lads. He broke him game 1 on the Purple Spirit, but this time it's the Red Spirit, a better Spirit hero than Purple Spirit. Top lane, Tusk is incredibly low, but it's still fine. Snowball in will stun Fox, but Afterglow will certainly get a kill on Choppa. So it will be a 1-for-1 trade with both supports going down. Diesel got the solo XP. Fox got the kill bounty. So a little unfortunate there for Afterglow, not getting the full XP, and also not getting the kill bounty. Oh, the bash from Mr. Lens! Oh, no. Oh, you got both Wanderers with that bash. That's just Dota 2 for you right there. That's just... if I'm DKMP, it is a keyboard through the window there. That's just unfortunate. This is why I stopped playing mid. That's gotta be an incredibly tilting moment. What can you do? Overall, though, Flying Nightmare, he's had a very strong series so far. He won game 1 in his lane pretty hard, and now game 2 in his lane again. It's going pretty well. Drow is 28-2. Webby is 20-0, so Drow at the advantage in that lane. Though top lane is going a lot better for Afterglow. His safe lane game 1 was an absolute unmitigated disaster. Instead, he's number 1 in CS at 33-3. Though he is not number 1 in net worth. That is currently Flying Nightmare. Mr. Lens had a rough start to his lane game 1, but he's doing pretty well game 2. He's actually a little bit ahead of DKMP in both money and XP. He will hit 6 before the Ember. Over the top, Choppa and Diesel are being gone upon. Diesel is 1/3 in the HP, and he is going to drop here, it appears. Afterglow will hit him. The shards are actually perfect, but the Observer Ward gives Fox the vision to Purifying Flame down Diesel. Now Choppa will get the D Ward, but that is the last thing he'll do before he dies. A double kill going over there. Meanwhile, mid lane, Mr. Lens rotated on by Yax. The arrow most likely hits. Yeah, good long-range arrow stun there from Morana. Combined with some remnants from DKMP. So 3 kills across the map for decided whatever, and they are shaking off their game 1 loss. They say, you know what? Game 1's game 1. This is game 2. We're bouncing on back. And so far, they are bouncing back with a fury. Seems like we're seeing a support trade going on in the river between Yax and Shane, but everyone's fine there. Was sipping some water, kind of hoping that nothing was happening, and I guess nothing too crazy ended up happening. That's some good water. So Drow is not 6 yet, and Dawnbreaker has her 6 in one more creep. Before that happens, he's being gone on by FN and Shane. Webby will not die. FN did not want to commit the multi-shot, so Webby has his 6. FN, it's one more slow off. And Webby will now back to the fountain. Both top and mid action is happening. Mr. Lens and Diesel both in danger. Mr. Lens is going to tank another arrow, and he'll get brought down by DKMP. Meanwhile, Diesel got a TP off top lane, got away from the Oracle and Weaver. Was not watching that one, so I'm not quite sure how that transpired, but I do know the result. It was unsuccessful top, but it was successful mid. Another kill for DKMP. See, that was technically not... The first kill on Mr. Lenz was not a kill for him, it was a kill for Yax, but Mr. Lenz dying twice is quite helpful. Mr. Lenz, speaking, will TP top and charge in towards Fox. Mirror Strike is the follow-up, but in comes Webby. Two-man Centaur Stomp comes in from Helm the Dominator creep from D-Soul, but Webby is stronger than a Centaur. Fortune's End comes in to root up the Lycan. Lycan summons will bring down the Oracle, but D-Soul is forced to run. He needs to get away from the Weaver and the Dawn Breaker. He's trying to stand his ground at this point. Afterglow, woo. He's playing around over here, but catching Lycan, easier said than done. At this point, your fight is over with a 1-for-1 results. It is that Mr. Lenz Spirit Breaker for an Oracle, though. Not ideal if you're Mr. Lenz. Another death on that mid Spirit Breaker.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He's again charging mid. He'll stun DKMP. Frostbite is purged off by Fox. Snowball comes in, but DKMP's still half HP, and he turns to the Slight and Chains. Arrow will miss on all 3 targets. So everybody on both teams is fine mid for now. It appears to be a game of carries. Both carries are farming quite well, but it's in the river where we see supports dying. Shane so far has died in Crystal Maiden, though we may see another death mid. Maybe not. Thought for a second they were considering a dive mid. Instead, they'll consider a dive bottom. It is a 3-man attempt bottom with the rotation of Morana, Oracle, and Ember Spirit. Webby is there as well. DKMP's Haste Rune has ended. He'll remnant into the trees. Missing on Choppa. Choppa is incredibly dead, by the way. He'll snowball, but that's only going to delay the inevitable. He'll snowball to DKMP, but there's far too much. The chains, into the arrow, into the Starbreaker stun. A kill goes to DKMP via the Sleight of Fist. And then they will immediately look towards that bottom T1 tower. There is a siege unit headed on this direction, but it will be a trade if it happens, as the top T1 tower is already dead, brought down by Diesel, his Hellbear Smasher, and the siege units. It's mid lane, though, where I'm interested to see some action happen. Both carries are showing there, and it is a game of carries so far. These carries are both doing quite well. And Afterglow, he's standing his ground and man fighting. He's about 2/3 HP right now, but the means of locking him down are not quite there, it appears. Though the tower cannot go invis with Shikuchi. It cannot time-lapse. It cannot even backpedal. It's simply dead. A second tower brought down by the Lycanthrope. Or to bottom lane, chains into arrow. Chopper remains above half HP, however, so he's fine. He's absolutely fine. I guess a little bit damaged, but he's still fine. Need to sneeze, 1 second. Always a fun time having to mute your mic to sneeze, though. I suppose it is better than having to sneeze getting caught on the mic. That is for sure. I am still a little bit sick. You probably hear a little bit in the throat, but all is well. All is well. All is fine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Had to do one more sneeze, because of course I had to do one more sneeze, but hopefully I'm done with sneezing for the evening. That would be nice. We are seeing Diesel and Visions in the Vanguard right now, retreating from the dire jungle, but Shane He is tanking a very easy death. Webby and Afterglow had way too much damage, though the wolf and the cow are running in for Fox. Arrow will hit on Spirit Breaker. Mr. Lenz is half HP, is trying to get away, but the damage is sufficient to bring him down. A double kill for Afterglow. The Menagerie is running at lax. At Yaks, I should say, but it's not quite enough damage to bring down the Morana, so... 2 kills, nothing in exchange other than a little bit of space for your Tusk and your Drow to farm. And Tusk actually is quite close to a Blink Dagger, which will be nice to have. About 500 gold away there for Reed, aka Choppa on the Tusk. Meanwhile, Drow Ranger Flying Nightmare is closing in on a Hurricane Pike. A nice item to have this game, but he is certainly getting out-farmed by the Weaver. Afterglow has a Maelstrom. He's accelerating his game. No sadness this time around, simply a lot of money. A whole lot of money for Afterglow. Middle lane, Cuban Extraction team have a 3-man smoke gank. Mr. Lenz, Diesel, and Shane are the gang squad. They're headed into Dire Side Jungle, up the stairs, looking at Webby. Webby is getting charged right now. The stun will hit. He'll attempt to hammer the low ground, but he's never striking down here. Into the frostbite, into the damage, though. In come the entirety of whatever. It's already a 1-for-1 trade with both offlaners dying. Mr. Lenz will die on the east side, and Shane. Poor Shane. He can't even get the bounty rune in time before he dies here. Leap in by Yak, secure that bounty rune. There's 3 kills for whatever, only 1 death on their side, so there's a 3-for-1 trade heavily in their favor. And well, what can you do sometimes? Bottom lane, that's a solo kill from Afterglow. Ha, we saw last time, Choppa used the TP to get away, was not able to this time for one reason or the other, so... Very, very unfortunate. So across the map, a 4-for-1, and it's... we saw game 1 look extremely one-sided in favor of Cuban Extraction team, but game 2 is not quite as one-sided in the other direction, but it's looking real good right now for whatever. This game obviously is still very winnable for Cuban Extraction team. The Drow Ranger is not online quite yet, but I thought the Drow would be a little bit more farm than she is this game. I mean, I guess it is a fine quantity of farm, but I was expecting great farm, not fine farm, especially after game 1. FN had some great farm game 1, but I guess it is a new game, a new hero, a new set of circumstances, and, well, DKMP and the Red Spirit is coming close to his big item as well at this point. He's close to his BKB. It is double Maelstrom gaming, 1 on the Weaver, 1 on the Ember Spirits. Hey. Well, top lane is Lycan time, it appears. There is a lot of Radiant heroes coalescing in this top lane area, but as it currently stands, no action quite yet. Instead, they're going to back off. Thought we're going to see a little bit of action here, but instead it was a walk-in, walk-out type situation. Middle lane, Choppa is again in a bit of danger. His TP is not there. It's currently not on him. He can't go for the Snowball Blink play. Oh, Snowball. He gets the blink off in time. Webby even had the Solar Guardian reading the play perfectly, but Choppa had a perfect blink away in that situation. And that'll save his life. Well, it seems like it's Roshan time. That is one way to start turning your game around. Take Roshan. This Roshan certainly is not the cleanest so far, but there is a Verdurous Dale buff on the ground placed by Choppa, I believe. Placed by Shane, my bad. But the Roshan will not be contested in time. I'm not quite sure if whatever knew was happening or if it was fine with giving it up, but again, the result is the same. Another Aegis for Flying Nightmare. There have been 3 Roshans taken this series, and all 3 bouts of immortality have gone the way of FN on the Carry Luna game 1, on the Carry Drow game 2. Mid lane, Afterglow looks for a solo kill on Mr. Lens, but could not find the invis on invis action, and both heroes who were invis get away. I suppose invisibility is invincibility on this fine evening. Alright, let's see here. So DKMP is about to finish his BKB. That's a big item right there. Wait a minute. Arrow on Shane. He'll use the freezing field and then get force-staffed away by Flying Nightmare. But with the force-staff on cooldown, FN needs to be... Oh, he might just be dead here. He's already down 1 life. And now DKMP will remnant in. He's low on mana. However, the arrow is perfect. The chain stun down. Flying Nightmare. Shane dies. He buys back into the fight. FN's incredibly low. Hurricane back in silence down 2. He's trying to run away, but he's being run down by Webby and the entirety of his team. Another kill for DKMP. And Mr. Lens tried for a later strike, but he was Yules up in the air by Yax into all of the damage, into all of another kill there. And that's just... That's an utter and complete disaster. That's a 4 for 0, I believe. If you count the Aegis, a 5 for 0. And well, if you were hoping for a competitive Dota game tonight, you've come to the wrong series. There were 5 different LAN series tonight. I believe we found the least competitive, which is kind of amazing given that it's 2 different teams winning in one-sided routes. And well, here we go again, mid lane. Choppa and Shane under attack. Shane will die to Sleight of Fist, but there is a silence from FN on DKMP. Choppa, meanwhile, is dead on the north side, and DKMP will get away from Flying Nightmare. He's trying his hardest on Drow to do every damage he can. Charge comes through, hitting on Fox. DKMP will BKB to survive against Mr. Lens. Mr. Lens, oh dear God, he got stunned by the arrow. Perfect from Yax. 1 more kill. Gleipnir into a force-staff response from Flying Nightmare will get him away again, but in comes Big Bad DKMP. The Remnants into the Slight Chains combo, though the Chains was missed. Silence is there on the Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker is 1/3 HP. Fox is healing. That will keep Webby alive. So 3 more kills for the side of whatever. They have brushed off the game 1 loss extraordinarily well now. They're in the lead by 8,000 net worth at minute 22. The last remaining hope is going to be whatever farm Drow can get, but Manta is not going to solve Flying Nightmare's problems. He's going to need at least 1 more item, perhaps 2 more items, and well, I don't know if we're going to have that time from the farm that much. And his other cores are fairly poor as well. Mr. Lens needs his BKB. Diesel has a Helm of the Overlord, but nothing else. I mean, he's got Brown Boots Magic Wand. He's going for a Hex. Recognizing his team is desperate for a lockdown, but say a rough tale there. On the flip side, DKMP is closing in on his Aghanim Scepter, about halfway there already. He's farming quite fast. Weaver, meanwhile, the fastest farmer of the game right now, has a Gleipnir and a BKB. He's going for a Lincoln Sphere, so... Because you know what, Mr. Lens? I am tired of being charged by you. You ruined my game 1. And you know what? I'm going to ruin your game 2. You try to charge me, I'm going to block it with that Lincoln Sphere. And then Webby. He's got a Wraith Pact. And he's got something on the courier. What's in the courier for Webby? That's an Aghanim shard for the upgraded Starbreaker, so that's nice, I guess. Speaking of Webby, it is a 3-man smoke gang: Dawnbreaker, Mirana, and Oracle. You see a lot of these 3-man smoke gangs aided by Dawnbreaker with the Solar Guardian, but this time it's Dawnbreaker in the smoke directly. They're in the Radiant Jungle. They now see Mr. Lens. Gleipnir is online. Mr. Lens will charge to the east. And the remainder of Cuban Extraction team will scatter to the west, so everyone is fine. Everyone is A-okay. I thought for a second that was Webby's shard still arriving, but no, he already had the shard. So it has been 6 minutes since the first Roshan of the game. I'm sure second Roshan is on everyone's mind. That is the big objective to be had. Second Roshan would really help Flying Nightmare out, get him that free Aghanim shard. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Mr. Lens is charged in on Weaver. Weaver's absolutely fine. Meanwhile, punch up in there will bring Mirana down to half HP, but Dire focused down Mr. Lens. They now turn to Choppa, and Choppa tried to get a kill on Mirana before he died, but was not even close to the kill on Mirana. It's 2 kills there, 1 going to Fox, 1 going to Afterglow, and I guess the one saving grace is that Dire will not parlay those pickoffs into a tower siege quite yet, though Afterglow wants to go for this tower. He's waiting for the creep wave, which has now arrived, so it's go time once again. The building siege is not ideal, but it's good enough, I guess. And well, there is a siege unit as well, which make that building siege a lot faster.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Radiant Glyph, Dire have their glyph, but will not use it, so instead it's top lane where there's a silence on Webby. Webby will use the Wraith Pact. He's half HP on the Dawnbreaker, but in comes DKMP with the Aghanim's Remnants. Looking towards Flying Nightmare and Diesel. Diesel is running fast with that Shapeshift, but DKMP, he's BKB and chasing. Oh, the Manta TP was attempted by Flying Nightmare, but it did not work. The trade is for Webby, but Afterglow has arrived into the team fight. Mr. Lens is 1/3 HP. Diesel is losing Shapeshift quite soon. Mr. Lens instead is a trade for Fox, but at this point, Diesel, he is no longer fast. He's incredibly slow, and he's incredibly dead. Shane attempts to get the kill with the freezing field, but wait a minute. Never mind. I thought for a second something might happen with that one, but instead it's a triple kill for DKMP on the Red Spirit. A 4-for-2 teamfight win. Fantastic stuff right there. I have received very good news that nacho fries are back, which makes my current level of sickness that much more bearable because I can consume by nacho fries. Nacho fries are fantastic for those who haven't tried them, but I guess. Top lane, the punch on Yax, but Yax is still alive with the arrow. The arrow will miss on Choppa. Choppa will die to that damage from Afterglow's Weaver. The Yules will delay the death for Yax, but Yax inevitably will be the trade. It's 1 force support for the other force support. Webby arrived with the Solar Guardian, but at this point your fight is over with a 1-for-1 trade there. Roshan is back alive. It is an Aegis and an Aghanim shard to be claimed if either team wants it. I'm sure both do want it. And there are a lot of very good unpurchased shards. Drow, I mentioned the Drow shard earlier, but Weaver Shard quite powerful, the Ember Shard quite decent as well. I mean, there's some really good shards still that are unpurchased. So here we go, very logical play here. It is going to be the Smoke into Roshan? Okay, I thought there'd be a Smoke into Roshan play. There is no Smoke into Roshan play. There's a charge bottom lane on DKMP, but that is no kill. No kill whatsoever. Instead, it's mid lane. After comes in with a two-man Mjolnir. Choppa on the Tusk will fault that gank, so. With the Tusk being dead, it could now be Roshan time. Could be whatever's first Roshan of the Knights. Shane scouts it out, but they're now aware that Shane is there, though they could not find him in time. Afterglow is in the pit, hitting the Roshan right now. How the Swarm Arrow comes in from the Yaks. Roshan's already down to one. He's already lost 1/3 of his HP. He's down 2/3 HP right now. Flying Nightmare has a multi-shot, hitting the Mirana, but Afterglow is unbothered. He's still hitting Roshan. Roshan's now 1/3 HP. Diesel is poking his head around with the Wolves. The Wolves scout out Roshan. Roshan is low. Who will get the last hit on it? It will be Afterglow. Where'd the shard go? Surprise, surprise, also to the Weaver, so. Does he consume it? The answer is probably. And the answer will be yes, so. Both of the spoils of the second Roshan will go to Afterglow, the Aegis, and the free Aghanim Shard, and it is a fantastic shard. It's no longer as good as the old shard, the upgraded Swarm, but it's still a fantastic shard. It's a lot of split damage on a hero that often suffers due to a lack of split damage. With the Gleipnir and this Aghanim Shard, Afterglow has a lot of split damage. Arrow. It will split the wickets for now. Afterglow will grab that mid T2 tower. Blink away by Choppa gets him away from a slight chains from DKMP. Speaking of DKMP, he goes towards Mr. Lens, but the Dust remains on cooldown. Dust will not be used. Would have missed if he tried it. And he knew at that point Mr. Lens could have juked him like about what 1, 2, 3, at least 4 different directions, if not 5, 6 different directions. So he's like, you know what? I'm not gonna waste my dust, and he does not waste his dust. He'll save a little bit of gold there on the dust. The bottom T2 tower at long last has fallen. It was sieged earlier, but now it is dead. T2 bottom parlayed into that outpost, so a lot of map control on the south side of the map for whatever. And they can do the classic. Grab that south side control, head to the north and west, control that radiant side tri-camp. Might be the near play. For now, though, we are still farming. There is a little bit of time on the Aegis. There's half duration remaining. 2.5 minutes, so plenty of time still. Wait. Thought for a second something might happen. There was a Gleipnir. Into the dust, but the dust did not hit, so Mr. Lens got away. Eesh. Alright, top lane, Choppa will blink away. And that blink away may save his life. TP, it is in time. Webby did not see the TP from Tusk. That pesky tree was in the way. If that tree did not exist, Choppa would be dead right now. But that one tree, this barren, dire side tree, has saved the life of Tusk. And we have now returned to running it down a lane and taking a tower. This time it will be top lane. There is a top T2 tower, full HP. And we are about 15 seconds away from it being dead. Radiant have glyphed. That's already 7 seconds down. 8, 9, 10, 11. I was wrong. A little bit longer than 15 seconds. I blame the glyph. If there was no glyph, it'd be dead right now, but... oh well. Middle lane, we see Shane pushing in the wave. He's hunted by DKMP, but DKMP does not find the Slight Chains. Could not find the Crystal Maiden, therefore could not find the TP cancel. Instead, he looks bottom lane. There's a Spear Breaker and Drow Ranger there, though both of them have ran away. Mr. lands via the TP, Drow Ranger via her 2 legs. And Webby, apparently somewhat bored, has decided to all chats. Faux foes, I'm tipping. Yeah, sounds about right. If we are looking at key items, we are close to an Aghanim Scepter on Spirit Breaker. We're close to an Aghanim Scepter on the Tusk. We are close to... correction, we finished a BKB on the Drow Ranger, head into a Daedalus afterwards. Lycan has finished his Hex as well, so big items have been purchased or will be purchased quite soon for Cuban Extraction Team. We see Shane. If Shane survives this, yeah, there's just no way. He's been pulling some theatrics all nights, but this time he will slip from the tightrope and get punished by whatever. Speaking of key items, Shiba's is finished on DKMP. Fox has Aether Lens and Blink Dagger. Marana has Yule Scepter, Force Staff, Ghost Scepter. The Weaver has finished his Daedalus. He's about 40% of the way to a Satanic now, so he's still incredibly farmed. And the Webby 1313 Dawnbreaker has a Blink Dagger, and he's headed for a full Assault Cuirass, which he's not that far from. So good times there for item purchasing, but again, that net worth lead is quite massive. 19k at minute 36 for whatever, about a 500 net worth per minute lead, so quite the large margin. It is a 90... wait, mid lane, a snowball coming on in, a punch as well there on Marana, but in comes Webby with the turn to bring down Shoppa's Tusk, so it was an attempt with that Aghanim's reveal, but Marana not an easy targets, and as a result, no kills. Well, no kills for the Radiant, instead a kill for the Dire. After this game, I am taking some Nightfall and I'm going to bed, baby. I am ready to lay down. Hopefully when I wake up, I won't be sick. That'd be real nice. Pretty sure I still will be, but I hope I won't be. Wait a minute, DKMP, he's buying a Gleipnir, isn't he? Is that in the courier right now? Yes, it is. On top of that, the Assault Cuirass has been finished for Webby 1313, so, you know, he's very, very powerful right now. It is Tier 4 neutrals time. I'm sure both teams want them. For now, though, the hunt has continued. Flying Nightmare silences Fox. Fox is instantly bursted down by FN, but in come the Vengeance. FN will TP away, but Mr. Lens and Diesel might not be so lucky. Mr. Lens will TP. The BKB is not. It's long enough, but the HP bar is not. He was right-clicked down quite easily there by the side of whatever. So it is a 1-for-1 trade. But it is a mid-spirit breaker for a 5 support Oracle. Not the ideal trade, but at a certain point, you'll take what they'll give you. You will take whatever you can get. In this case, it is a 1-for-1 support for core trade. Alright, so here, what tier 4s did we get? For Radiant, it is a Witchbane and Flicker. For the Dire, it is Ninja Gear and Havoc Hammer. We're still waiting on 3 more items per team, so... might be a little bit. If nothing else, watching Shane this game has been entertaining. He recognizes how badly the game is going. He's kind of just running out of the base, doing whatever plays he can to ideally get farm, but if not, make space. Well, third Roshan's alive. If you're keeping track, it is the 5th Roshan of the series, 3rd of the game. The Edis Cheese and the Aghanim Scepter Blessing are the spoils. Radiant scanned it out. They know it can be alive, and Mr. Lens went for a real bold play, but the Wolf actually tanks the arrow, allowing Mr. Lens to get away. So Diesel's Wolf scouted it all out, and also saved the life of Mr. Lens. That's an hilarious illusion ring grab there from Mr. Lens. Over the top lane, they see Flying Nightmare. Big kill if they get it. Yules into Swarm, but the Hurricane Pike will ensure the arrow does not come out. So no kill there at all.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Roshan's alive. I'm sure Dire know at this point, but it's an attempt to kill bottom lane. Gleipnir from DKMP on Mr. Lens. Mr. Lens went out BKB as well. Charge away. He used everything he had. The charge, the BKB, and the Bottle Illusion Room, but it might not matter. He still needed the Mirana and the Weaver. Wait a minute. Okay, he's fine. He's... wait, no, he's not. Wait, silence on Weaver? Weaver? Okay, everyone's fine. Everyone's somehow fine. Nobody's dead. There's an arrow on a smoked up tusk, but everyone's fine. That's the story of the game. Everyone's fine. Everyone except for Radiant's win probability is absolutely fine. The heroes are fine, but their chances of winning, it keeps going down. Alright, it's Roshan time. At long last, Roshan is being taken. Who will get the Aghanims? Meanwhile, top lane, thought we might see a jump on Mirana, but Radiant did not feel bold enough to go for that one. Who gets the Ags? Apparently it's Dawnbreaker. Thought it might go to maybe the, who would I give it to this game? Good point, actually. Good point. Not that many great Ags other than Ember, and Ember obviously already has it. So with the Dawnbreaker, you get that evasion, you get the bonus airtime. Not that crazy of an idea, why not? Afterglows and Mjolnir on Drow Ranger, Flying Nightmare is actually doing a lot of damage with the Daedalus. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Webby moves towards Mr. Lens. Mr. Lens is one fast cow, however. He flickers forward, charging through the wave. He's bashing continuously. Meanwhile, Radiant leave their base, heading to Yax. Yax will leap away. In comes your Remnant. Chains are there on 2. Hex is there on the Drow Ranger, and it's already 2 kills for DKMP. Now a 3rd kill for his team. Mr. Lens, he's forced to BKB and flicker, but he's bashed up. He'll charge away over to the top lane. It seems like he'll get away. He can't be TP top as well. Mr. Lens is just too fast. However, it is 3 kills. 3 kills? Yeah, 3 kills and 1 buyback forced out. But Drow actually does not have a buyback. This is very bad here for Cuban Extraction team. Hex on Weaver, return Hex there on Lycan into the arrow chain stun. Lycan does not have buyback, so Mr. Lens will charge on in, but with 2 cores dead, your high ground defense is nigh impossible. You have to sack this mid-Rax. And potentially you're going to have to sack 2 sets of Rax here. Wait, where's the wave? Where's the wave? There's no wave! The lack of wave has actually... I think Mr. Lens, the charge through, killed the wave. That just saved a lot of buildings. It certainly will not be 2 racks now. It might not even be a full set of racks here. It might be a half racks. Choppa kicks back Webby under the tier 4 towers into the silence. Webby gets brought down immediately. And it's looking like Nouns Esports all over again and kicking gamers under tier 4 towers. After Global BKB looking to man fight right now. Drow walks away in time. Jacob comes in from Diesel, looking to run down the axis of Marana. Marana has 2 more leaps in the Ghost Scepter. Mr. runs the backlands looking for the Oracle. Oracle's being locked down. He's forced to fall fast himself, and now Yax uses the Moonlight Shadow. There comes in on the Marana. Marana is still incredibly low. Gets brought down by Choppa. Kick comes in again, and now after in the backlines, fighting with Visions. Visions gets brought down for the trade, maybe for Weaver's first life. Now Choppa, the Tusk, the hero of the fight, has been brought down. The Corps are on the run. Flying Nightmare, multi-shot, missing it entirely. Diesel has half HP. The Wolves have been used, but he's locked down by the Gleipnir up after Glow. Silence lit on 2, but Diesel is not saved. He will perish. So it's 4 dead inside a Cuban Extraction team. There are no buybacks remaining. Flying Nightmare, he's now being gone on Under's tier 4 towers. He actually got his buyback in the middle of the last fight, so he can buy back. But if he does buy back, he cannot save the base. The base, it is an endangered species at this point. This Radiant base, it is on the WWF threatened list. The mid racks are already dead. The bottom T3 is not long, and his entire bottom set of racks is certainly going to die. Once again, that was a fairly well executed fight from the side of Cuban Extraction team. If they were, say, down by, I don't know, 12,000 net worth instead of 39,000 net worth, that's a winnable fight. But unfortunately, they're down by, going into that fight, 39,000 net worth. And now, thanks to that fight, they're down by 48,000 net worth. And this is just the sort of gameplay where whatever excel in. They love this passive style of gameplay. They're a team that excels in the macro game. They're just so good at just... like, when you play whatever, you have to interact with this team. If you don't interact, you're probably going to lose. We saw Game 1, Cuban Extraction team, they interacted constantly, and they won their interactions. Game 2, whatever got a lead, and then they refused to interact for the rest of the game. More or less, they just refused to interact. It's like, alright, you want to go pushing the lanes on Crystal Maiden, you want to pushing the lanes on Spirit Breaker, you want to AFK farm on Drow, we'll out-farm you, we're fine with that. And we're seeing it, that means a 49,000 net worth lead. They have certainly out-farmed. We see a desperation smoke from the side of Cuban Extraction team. They will not claim heroes. Thought they might claim a courier, but they won't even get the courier, so nothing to be claimed there. Meanwhile, in the Radiant base, Tusk is online, has the blink into Walrus kick. But they have caught Lycan on the outside, looking in. Kick comes in, looking to bring down Webby. Webby's still half HP, gets silenced, and he's attacked by the Drow Ranger. But he's saved by Fox. with that false promise, and now DKMP is in the base, remnanting around with his BKB. He's doing so much damage. His BKB has ended, and he actually might lose his life. He's being healed by Webby. He's somehow still alive. The silence is somehow not long enough, and now Shane is dead. Champa is dead. Radiant are collapsing. The arrow into next brings down Mr. Lens. 4 more kills. Somehow they could not kill DKMP, and just like that, the G's are in the chat, and we have a 1-1 draw between Cuban Extraction Team and whatever. Yeah. I think I got the short end of the stick tonight. Because, there were some pretty epic series tonight, and that was not the one that I got. What can you do? These things happen sometimes. Ultimately, both teams had a good showing in the game they won. I mean, Cuban Extraction Team were dominant in Game 1. They showed why they're at the top of group, USS Guam, but Game 2, whatever had patented whatever gameplay where they played the very slow macro game, and they're just so good in that slow macro game. So yeah, hopefully we are in for some more fun lads action soon. Hopefully I'm feeling better soon. Regardless, though, my name is Badger. Hope you enjoyed tonight's cast. You want me to cast your games, cast your tournaments. Contact me on Twitter, twitter.com/BadgerDota2, or on Discord, BadgerNair5713. Yeah. I have a YouTube series, Badger's Briefings, that I've been coming out with. Go look that up, I guess. I don't know. I have a YouTube link in my Twitch description if you want to check it out there, but yeah. Thanks to the teams for a 1-1 series, and as always, thank you for watching, and have a great night.